Alrighty. So, here we are. The game that I heard so much about. Oh boy. I tell you, if you told me the Pebs that I'm looking at here was the Pebs that I was looking at just a few weeks ago, well, I might not believe you. Because honestly, this scrim, I saw a lot of things that were very impressive to me towards your development. So this analysis is going to be a very micro analysis sort of your Zenyatta play because I like Zen and it's easy to pick things from that I like a lot. I'll admit. Now I did have two VOD reviews for you, pre-recorded from before, but now I haven't watched a lot of the other VODs of you from the scrims yet, so I don't know if you're still in the habit of some of the things that you were in the first VODs. But here, it didn't really seem like that was the case. It seems like somehow, well, you like recognized and rectified um, a lot of the little micro issues that we were encountering before um, in the older VODs. So now Zenyatta is a great hero. He's a great guy. He's my favorite hero in this game, and for a lot of reasons. Um, I'm actually a reformed DPS main from the beginning of the game, and I learned the game like Overwatch is my first shooter. I learned it thinking I had to carry the entire game, and that mindset still is hard to get out of. I'll tell you that much. And Zenyatta was sort of my pressure release valve for learning this, or for learning how to cope with that sort of mentality and learning the value of teamwork and stuff like that. Because back then I was very impatient, I was very impulsive, and I really thought that I have to carry these games, I have to land my shots, and if not, then like we all just fail. And through Zenyatta, I learned a lot about teamwork and things like that that are very valuable to your experience as a support. So, without further ado, let's get into Zenyatta from the basics. So, him on his own, he's got 200 health. 150 of it is shields, and 50 of it is actual normal HP. So, shields regenerate after, I forget how many seconds, after just a few seconds after not taking damage. So, playing cover is generally, of course, beneficial. So, we'll talk a little bit about his abilities now. So, orbs. So, first you have the Orb of Harmony that you place on your teammates. Let's get the little reticle. So, this little blue quadrilateral diamond that's on Sigma that you see up there, um, that is your Orb of Harmony little marker. Lets you know who you place it on, of course. And it applies slight healing, which is pretty good. It's actually pretty decent healing per second. Um, Now, don't mistake it for when you play Ana burst healing, where you click somebody and suddenly their HP goes up very, very quickly. Zen's healing is a lot more sustained. It's a little bit slower, but it is certainly effective. Now, Orb of Discord applies now what was once a 25%, but now is I think it's back to 30% damage amp to a target. So they take 30% extra damage, and this is very cool for things like focus fire. Um, I guess that's a bit of a spoiler. Or something that you may not know about the orbs is that both orbs will, if you put an orb on somebody, a target who has your orb on them can stay out of your line of sight for up to 3 seconds before that orb is returned to you, before it's not on anybody anymore. So this is useful in a lot of situations. This allows you as a Zenyatta to maybe, if somebody's taking damage on the front line, you can play from somewhere back here, put Harmony on somebody, and if you're low health yourself, you can try and regen some of your shields while taking cover, and Orb will stay on them for up to 3 seconds. This is a really big part of Zen play later on, like in higher, whatchamacallit, in higher ratings, just because everybody really wants each other dead, and that's especially you. So, knowing when your orbs, knowing when you can peek, and knowing when to rotate your orbs is going to be really big on Zen. His left click is fun projectile damage. His right click is even funnier projectile damage with volley. And really, that's Zen as a core, or Zen at his core, just his basic abilities and things like that. So let's pay attention here to the things that endanger us. So Zen is a really great hero for team play because well, he encourages teamwork because you can't focus anybody down without Discord, and your teammates need to play in position to really benefit from his Harmony Orb, which is sustained healing, like very slow moving sort of healing in the grand scheme of things. Um, so he encourages a lot of teamwork with Discord, and you end up a lot of the times being one of the shot callers for your team in terms of who is marked. Now that's probably the call out you're going to use a lot, mark, or like if you Discord a target or you land Discord on somebody, um, you're probably going to say like Ash Mark or Zen Mark, Ana Mark, this person Mark, that person Mark, Sig marked. You get it. Mark is probably the easiest word in my experience to say because saying Arisa Discord is like a lot of things in one sentence. So, already, um, your volley is a really, really good tool for farming your transcendence, of course. Like, it's very forehead, but it's also really good for punishing people who peek corners when you expect them to. So, angles you can take on this door, being careful of course if they don't have a widow, are charging your harmony, and when this door opens, trying to land a volley on the door. Now, you can land volleys very easily with the help of your Arisa. Oh, by the way, I haven't watched any of these matches to full yet, so I'll be sort of critiquing things as they go. That said, I should get on with it. So, in general, you should be looking for a lot of volleys. When you see shields, please shoot them. So we're off to a good start there. Okay, so Arisa pulls, and unfortunately she dies. Um, this is unlucky. And while it couldn't have been prevented as much, you could mitigate this sort of damage by setting yourself a rule. Always trying to keep harmony on somebody, and always trying to keep discord on an enemy. I'm very obsessive about this, just because, like, if you have harmony on somebody, like Splat here, like right now, you can see in the lower right of this little UI here, like above the ammo counter, that you have the Discord icon and the Harmony icon. This will tell you who has or who your orb is on. So if you had had your orb on Arisa here, you'd be able to know that she's in a bit of trouble, and it could have provided some, but probably not all of the healing that she needed to get out of that situation unscathed. So unlucky. Here, your first priority should be in trying to take care of your Sigma. So I will give you one quick tip. Now, I was jotting down some notes too, just initial things. Um, One of my notes that may be helpful depending on the type of mouse you have is if you have a mouse at the side buttons like the mouse 4 and mouse 5, I always like to try and keep my harmony on my forwards mouse button. And this is because I rotate harmony a lot, like putting harmony on a lot of people very quickly or effectively. But in general, like I react to things, and you may be the same way, you might not. I react to things first by trying to shoot them. Um, and it seems you did here too. So like when you see this echo and you're kind of shocked, it's very easy to like, well, your shooting arm sort of takes charge. So why not keep your whatchamacallit? Keep your harmony orb on a spot or on a button that is closer to your shooting utility, you know? So nice little rotation there. It's always nice to take care of our other supports, Zen. And now we need to try and find a new position. So positioning as Zen is especially important because you are essentially the team's key to focus fire. Nobody else really has an ability that can focus fire as well as yours or promote focus fire as well as like Orb of Discord. Like right now it's on Sigma. And now if there's Zenyatta calls Sigma marked, then or Sig marked, we're probably gonna try and pull him and melt him as quickly as possible because he takes 30% more damage. Why wouldn't we? Um, because of that, Zenyatas are kind of, in my opinion, some of the most important players on the field at all times. Because we pump a lot of damage, we do quite a bit of sustained healing if we're alive, and we're just valuable players. Like Transcendence is our ult, and we have the defensive ult in our team most of the time. So we should be looking to play corners. Now, corners in Zenyatta are like peanut butter and jelly. There is no greater combination of the two. Because think about your abilities. Like, being projectiles, or having projectiles, you can do the very quick, like what's called like jiggle peeking, which is where you just peek really quick, like you peek 1 second, fire, and then go back behind cover. So you expose yourself very minimally to the choke when you're jiggle peeking. You also have volley. So I'm just showing some good cover spots as I explain this. And volley is a very, very, very useful tool for, like I said, punishing peeking. And punishing when shields drop, you can drop a volley, or you can time a volley for about that time to make Orisa's face hurt very badly. It's all just, Zen is a lot of information, and a lot of positioning, and a lot of team play. So instead of standing in the middle of a lane here, like this, like right now we're very exposed to the enemy, and Zen could have discorded us, but I guess he's feeling nice today. So potential spots to play if we're Zen here. Um, we could try and hold here. Granted, we don't have a very good sightline on the enemy, and we're sort of waiting for them to be at this mid-range spot. So perhaps a better place would be out here. Now, these boxes, or this little fence here, are really, really nice spots for cover for Zen on this point so far, if they don't have any flankers, which they don't. It's only really Echo, and hopefully we should be able to keep a tight grip on her. So here is a good position because you can watch this stairs where Ash is coming from. You can LOS the team that's out here from even here now, or from even behind this box, like if this is about head level or something. You can fire at their shield, you can fire at them overextending past their shield. And if you rotate here, not only do you have yourself a cute little mini, but you can actually go on sort of almost a flank angle here and endanger people who are down this long sight line. Again, corners go with Zen like peanut butter and jelly, but I guess maybe like the bread, also another really important piece of peanut butter and jelly, are long sight lines for Zen. He loves them. So another thing that I notice here, we should probably turn our attention to the person shooting us from the left. Now, awareness is sort of a big thing on Zen as well, just like any other support. Um, so when you hear things, like I really want you to sort of listen for sound cues and use sound as much as you look around, because Overwatch is a very pretty game and there's a lot of sights to see. There's a lot of effects and like Sigma's, like look up here. There's like Sigma's little whatever black hole this is. Zen's shooting from over there. And there's a payload here and pluses. And like the sky is so nice today. It's a beautiful day in Junkertown. There's so much to look at. But what do we hear? If we listen, we hear an Ashe to our left. And we can pressure her. Like, she's relatively uncontested right now, only by our DPS. So we could really turn this 1v1 that's going on there, nice hand by the way, into a 2v1. That's sort of the power of Zenyatta's using sightlines. So I do like this punishing the Orisa as she tries to push forward. Now this is sort of an awkward position. You seem to be wanting to rotate somewhere. So we get bailed out, which is good. Nice rotation of Harmony. So it's about to be a few seconds now that Harmony might, well, wear off since you're out of the line of sight of your Orisa. So yeah, Orb of Harmony returned, and this is because if you look at Orisa, she was out of your line of sight. So 1, 2, 3, and it's returned. So if you want to keep orbs on people, all you have to do is just look out of the corner of your eye and LOS them really quick. That way it isn't returned. Nice taps, by the way. That was really good. Let's see. Nice harmony rotation, I like it. Let's see, and now we're in a good position. So this position is really good because let's evaluate the things that make this a good position. Can they flank us? So how can they get behind us? Well, the only spots behind us, they're going to have to go really, really, really far out of position here, maybe, and play here, which is behind our Sigma, within the line of sight of our Hanzo and our BAP. Or they would have to somehow get above us here. So these are the two most likely flank angles that we can sort of expect. Everything else is in front of us. So it's highly unfeasible that anybody makes this journey. And it's highly unfeasible that anybody gets past our Hanzo here without us knowing with comms. So this is a nice position. It's a comfy little spot to play. You might want to make this spot your home. Ooh, nice shots. When Sigma's grasping, it's better not to feed him. Just check around for other people. Nice suit. I like the rotation, but we gotta watch ourselves. So you see, you're gonna see this window, and you're gonna want to use it, and that's completely understandable. Oh, we forced trans with it. Not bad, not bad. Of course, it's a very niche thing. Putting harmony on people when they're antied, it's better just to keep it on somebody else who may need healing, um, if there is anybody else that needs healing, just so that you can sort of get them top other people off. It increases your efficiency, and I'm a programmer. I'm big on efficiency. So, nice harmony there. So we're pushing up a little bit. Okay, we're coming back. I like it. Nice, nice, nice. Yes, seeking out cover. Very good. So a lot of times this is really good. I'm glad you looked for this cover because now you can sort of feel safe while you're looking for members of the enemy team who may want to kill you. I like it. The thing that we have to watch out though is, or watch out for, is when we're actually fighting. When the enemy is in front of us and we're shooting at each other. You can volley through here, by the way. Like right lower left. There's no need to shoot the shield. Arisa's peeking without a shield, so she clearly doesn't want her eye, or like her head and her eyes. You can punish that if you'd like. So, if I were to draw a line, which I can't, it would be from you to shoot right here. Now these long angles, like I said, are really, really great for volley. You can see that there's Zenyatta wants to try and punish this angle. Let's watch him. Yep, so he sees you all the way out there and he wants to sort of farm some damage there, which is super nice. Back to the main character though. Let's see. So we hear Echo on our left. Again, it's sort of up to us to keep checking these things, because again, when I say like supports have the best eyes on the field, we have generally the best lay of the land of all the things. Like if we're positioned back here, we can not only spot Echo from that door, we can also look down main. We can also check these flanks, where Ashe currently is, or where she probably will be in a second. So being able to have all this information, all these sight lines at our disposal is really, really, really useful to not only our longevity and our lifestyle, like our lifetime as our characters, but our teams as well. So methinks we should be playing from cover here, and we should be watching for flanks and snipers. So I'm not a big fan of like sitting so far out in the open here because there's no cover. We're sort of hugging here for cover, but we're vulnerable to this spot on the right. Well, hello there. Let's see. So again, just like on any support, we should be really thinking about who can kill us. Where are we vulnerable from? Because that's the greatest thing that will endanger us. If you fight a good tracer on Zenyatta, or a decent tracer, she will probably come from here, and she's going to do the double blink around here and try to endanger you from here. Now, this sort of comes with this experience in knowing where these DPS like to try and play, or where people who want you dead will come from. you can expect that the enemy tanks will want to set up here and try and continue out here to take space on us. You can expect that their Echo, who is a really mobile hero, is probably going to be looking for you somewhere in the air, maybe far out here, maybe above this rooftop, generally anywhere. She can pop up almost anywhere, so be mindful. Now Ashe, a more traditional sort of sniper, will try to pressure you out from probably here, maybe somewhere main. Usually we see them up here, and we've seen that she's gone on the flank here before. So we have to watch these spots and just be careful. You don't have to watch them very, like, almost religiously, I would say. But I will show you something cool. So like I said, you generally want to place discord on people and harmony on people as often as possible, or just keeping them on somebody as often as possible. Like always have your little UI in the lower right filled with some target. Like right now nobody's able to be discorded. Well, if you crouch and LOS the bridge, you can discord the Zen. But you see that little discord square, like the discord diamond, that's like the harmony diamond? This guy is really, really useful. Because you can see right now that you can't even see this enemy that's in front of you, who you apparently can discord. But you can discord them. If you're watching corners with that little discord diamond, just, checking over, putting your crosshair, like, just running it over the flank really quick, you can actually scout with the discord diamond whether people are there or not, which is incredibly useful. Like, if you check, like, maybe top right or right side right now, like, you would be able to see that maybe Ashe is, like, gonna come and peek or something like that. It's really, really useful, and these are very small things that I can't expect you to know right now. We transfer this and we ammo field, which is kind of not very nice, but oh well, that's in the past. In general, you're gonna try, like, entrance for mostly, like, let's just say Flux in their comp. Like Flux, or if they copy us and maybe, well, I was gonna say shatter us, but flux us. So you're mostly gonna be saving your trans till Flux, or for Flux, and then we can invest our immortality field for something else more useful, I guess. So Transcendence is a really great ult. You do a lot of healing. You're vulnerable to anti, which is kind of scary. But we have to think about where we are when trans ends. Do we want to be here, in the middle of the open, where we can be pulled by Orisa and focused down not only by the Ashe, who is really deliberating on this flank, or do we want to play here, from behind cover, where we can look at the enemy and every member of our team to harmony them individually? And we don't even have to, we're not forced to look at the Ashe. So you might think like, oh, maybe Ashe dynamites me from here. Well, all we have to do is rotate here safely. And now it's extremely hard to land a dynamite over here without exposing yourself too much. Overall, nice play so far. No need to feed the Sigma. We're going to have to be careful with Splat here. Oh, and we get 2-tapped by their Zen. Unlucky. So we're still in this fight, which is pretty good. Let's see. Now, I know I paused it very soon. I don't like this. We should check corners. Because, well, look at that, actually. This is why we check our corners. So, be aware. Your friends care about you, and you care about your friends. It's your job as a healer to try and stay alive and heal your friends as long as you can. To do this, look out for yourself. Look left. Maybe even look right. You never know. You can't expect anybody to be out right, because we probably know, but definitely look left. Like, you know where their team is probably setting up from. You can see that your Orisa is shooting them and people are looking in this direction main. So you can probably anticipate that someone from their team is going to want to check here. So just be aware. Again, you can just scout really quickly with your Discord dot or with your Discord diamond. We're getting Flux. This is... Oh, we didn't field there. Unlucky. Okay, well, next life. Yes, I like taking the high ground on Zen here. And we do have harmony on somebody. Very nice. Yeah, nice. So, yep, check again. Very, very nice. Very nice. You should be checking for this stuff beforehand, though, because half the time when you're looking for DPS, or when DPS are looking for you, they will almost certainly have the upper hand on you if they don't have Discord placed on them already. Now you're gonna do it here. There you go. And suddenly she has to leave. She really has to go because now we're all looking at her and she has Discord on her. A lot of people say that Zen is like they call your big brother on the supports or on these guys. But if you know how to land orbs, or just if you practice firing a lot with Zen, you can really milk his damage and make people run away from you, which is my favorite style of Zen. Let's see. That said, you don't have to be a big brute or a big bully or whatever. It's all up to you. Zen is a very nice character because you can play him in a lot of different ways and still be useful. So, again, we should be thinking about who we're keeping Discord on here. I don't think I've seen Discord on somebody in a little bit. So, yeah, here's a great example. The enemy Arisa, she should die here. She's pushed up a little too far, and we have a lot of people with guns, like Jesse here. Jesse, Kaiju. We have pretty much all of us can get this Arisa. But we can focus her harder with Discord. So as soon as you see her shield drop, I want you to put Discord on her in general. Because you can see here that she would actually die. She would actually die here before she gets her second shield up. So yeah, again, you can really pick on people who are low. I like that you leave Discord on people for so long though. But you should be thinking more about who Discord should be on. Also, you can see this Zen here. Uh, when I see enemy Zenyatas, I tend to get incredibly territorial and mad. Um, you should look at him and like maybe clean his clock a little bit. Because shooting the shield is useful, but shooting him, you take their ability to focus fire out of the fight. And trans. Also, no complaints so far about how quickly you build trans. That's very good. I like it. Again, you build trans quicker by whatchamacallit, just keeping harmony on people, doing damage or landing your orbs, and just coexisting. It's very nice. That was a good fight. So let's see. They're probably close to another flux, and I don't know, because I'm not looking up there. Now I have to not look up there at all, because I can't be wrong about that. They're probably close to their flux and probably close to a bongo. So we can immo field the bongo, most likely, but we're going to have to trans when we get fluxed. So, yeah, unfortunately this isn't the best sightline for us to shoot down on without an Orisa shield, so instead you should be looking more about flanks, like the Echo who really likes this angle. Yeah, checking not only there, but behind you as well. Just being wary. And again, that's where sound cues really help a lot in finding out not only where people are without having to look, but knowing even how close they are. Ooh, yeah, nice dink. See, yeah, a lot of your shots are going to the payload right now, but that's just because it's an awkward position. Nice shield break. Yep, you're just going to want to pressure down those shields. Okay, good retrans for that. So, again, we have to think about, okay, so this situation could have been saved. Um, I'll teach you something cool about trans, which is if people try and shoot you in trans, well, they can't. Um, there is the potential that you can, not only can you body block with trans, but you can block bullets with trans. If you sit in front of your high nooning McCree with transcendence, he may not have died there. Who knows? It's tough to say. Now, I don't like sitting in the middle of everything here, but you may have just like stretched your hand or something. Hanzo's on the high ground now, and you can see and hear him up there. We should probably rotate Harmony on, yeah, Arachnid. Especially because Volatile's antied now. Healing her won't be of any use. Oh god! Nice. And this is unlucky. Nice. Okay. No real complaints so far. We should just be checking. So here, you're going to want to check up top because everybody wants to play up here. Everyone. Yeah. Checking there is mostly going to be your greatest priority. Where can you play, you may ask. That, well, sort of keeps you safe from there. You can play close to here. And it becomes tougher for them to fire on you without exposing themselves to your team and at least getting discorded, rather than sitting sort of awkwardly out here and missing shots at them, and it's just a bad time for everyone. So Echo is going to want to play up there. There we go. Ooh, nice disc. Yeah, now she's scared. Or nice mark. Mark, disc, whatever you say. I usually say both. We're a little low, and this is why playing close is helpful, because Ash, who is taking that high ground, which you should look and you should tell, has now killed us. That's unlucky. So again, a lot of your job as Zen, a lot of your lifetime is looking for people who want to kill you. Again, you could do this with a little Discord diamond. Let's see if I can try. Sora regrouping, I like that. So, ooh, so we shouldn't be shooting the shield here. We can probably go for a volley, like right in here. So whenever you see a Risa pull, you can volley it, and it will be very funny. Actually, a very good combo that you can do is to volley and very, very, very quickly discord it. Like, volley, and as soon as you're done volleying, you can actually animation cancel it with your discord. So whichever target is the happy recipient of 5 gifts, 5 tennis balls to the brain, will now be discorded for 30% more damage. Let's see. We could save them. We could save them. I'm going to tell you how we can save them. We can save them by trying to shoot point instead of trying to shoot wherever we were really looking before, like watching them go up. We can try and shoot point, and we can probably work trans up quick enough to potentially save these guys. We may not get a recontest here. At least on Zen, because we're so slow. Yeah, that's unlucky. Oh well. That was close too. So I'm going to try and go through this one without pausing at all. So again, high ground. We have to identify where they are. I failed. We have to identify where they are. So you know that she's there. I don't usually see a lot of Ashes holding close like that, but you know that she's there. Good on them to kill them. Let's see. Yeah, discord her. Very nice. Alrighty. So, ooh, punish that Zen. So there's no use in keeping a discord behind a target who you know is behind a wall back there. It's more useful to rotate it onto somebody who's still exposed, like that Zenyatta, because chances are if we can land even one arrow and maybe even a shot or a McCree shot onto him or something like that, we can get him. So this is another situation where you need to watch the flank. It's very chaotic right now. But yeah, watching right flank, watching that high ground close, that's going to be your keys to success here. This is very awkward because our main heals is dead. Now he's back. Let's see. Yep, and remember, always try it. Be spamming that E button, or whatever button you have for Discord. Spam it. Okay, we hear Echo to the top right. We have to watch out for her. Splat, splat, splat. Ooh, thank goodness. Alrighty, we're working up another trans here. We have to watch right side here too. Again, it's being aware of the angles that the enemy can take on you. This is your greatest benefit on Zen, being mindful, knowing where the enemy is, or not even where they are, where they can come from. I'll teach you something else about tracking really quick, about tracking your opponents. When you do place Discord on somebody, again, remember that both orbs take 3 seconds to return to you. It, like, people can walk back to their team, and you can see them for 3 seconds since they exited your line of sight. So that's really big on keeping tabs on opponents and using that information. That's why I say put Discord on people like almost spammily, because knowing where they are is almost more useful than trying to take them like without anything like that. So yeah, make it a transaction. Like Ash right here. If she runs, you know where she's going. And she couldn't run, so that's kind of dumb on her part. Yeah, if you're discording Sigma right now, which I think you should be, then you know where he'll be. Discord should generally be on Echo though. Oh, that's ugly. Oh, baby. No, no. This is my favorite thing on Zenyatta, the ability to walk on people. So again, it's important as well. I'm giving you a lot of things to think about, but because this is a micro analysis, just like I would do for any other member of any other team that I coach, really watch your ammo and reload as often as you can when you are disengaging. Like when you're deciding that you're no longer peeking, reload. And unfortunately about Zen, he has a long and annoying reload that I don't hate, or that I don't like a lot, because if you discord or Harmony orb somebody while you're reloading, well, you actually cancel your reload, which is annoying. That's the reason you had to punch her to death. You could have killed her quicker. But now you have a fresh mag to take on everybody else back here, which I like. um, oh, you see your Zen. Zen somewhere close. Assert your dominance. Hey, look for that guy. Harmony's already on, like, Kaiju. Hopefully. Yeah, if both of your orbs are on people, you can just go to town, or you can start thinking about going to town. Set up for our next fight here. They're not going to try and hold that, are they? Okay. So the fight is breaking out here. You can use the right doorway or this left side to position yourself. I kind of like the right doorway here, I'm not going to lie, because there is a health pack close to you. She took a tumble. Bob is, there you go, just holding that doorway there. Nice job. Okay, now you're just going to want to try to not expose yourself to them on the high ground there. Again, you always have to be watching that high ground because there are people up there who want to hurt you. Nice little taking cover there. I feel like you might trans this, but I hope not. Unless we get fluxed. Now we trans. Very nice. Very nice. We got the Zen off high ground. Alrighty. We're idling. That's not good. Well, that's not ideal. In a perfect world, we have all the caffeine, all the Red Bulls, and we can always be moving where we want. But when you get tired like that, try and rotate to another position, or when you're lost in thought or whatever's causing you not to be moving. Very nice. Going back to spawn? Wait. Yeah, okay. uh, okay, he's got it. So again, I recommend maybe even positioning a little risky here if you like it. Here, unfortunately, sightlines aren't that great, but that also means that they're going to have to really hard peek you if they want to try and get you here. You can place Discord around some pretty BS angles if you jump and like try and get it on Sigma over the cart, if he like goes behind the shield or something. You can harm your whole team, and you're not especially vulnerable to flanks. You also have a Mega with you, just in case. Food for thought. You can also follow up on pulls more easily. Like right there, you could probably see that from right door very easily. You can volley it. See, very good. Ouch for getting splashed. Nice, nice, nice. So next fight, next fight, next fight. What will we do? We can expect a pull here, so get your volley ready. I noticed that you left click a lot, which is really good. But I would like to see more volley, if you're comfortable with it. It's just a small little optimization, but your left clicking is good. A lot of people are volley addicts, like I used to be, um, because volley does a lot of damage, and who doesn't like it? But you actually do more damage per second on Zen when you're left clicking. Someone's going to move the payload, it's going to be you. There you go. And thankfully, the DPS on this team are really, really nice. You guys are very, very aware and very, no. You guys, have, like, you all have so much potential. I really, really, really like it. And there's just so much that you guys do already that's really, that I admire about you guys as a team. This is unlucky. We're probably done here. Never mind. Ready? So, yeah, in times like that, at least Discord somebody. If you're not going to shoot somebody, Discord them. And if you're not going to Discord them, be behind cover or be in spawn. We saw that Anna's right side. We should be more concerned about where she is because she opens up the possibility for us all to get antied. There you go. Nice, nice, nice. I also like this because I think in these later scrims, I'm seeing you become more comfortable with your aim, which is really good. I see you aiming a lot more and going for even flicks and stuff like that, and you're landing them, which is really, really awesome. Yeah, that's unlucky. We can get that guy though, right? Oh, yes we can. This fight may be winnable. Oh, come on, that's the end? I was just getting into it. Oh well, that's unlucky. Man, I was kind of looking forward to that one. I think one of these, it played Zenyatta on. It was games with Topaz. Nope, I'm Sigma. Maybe it was this one. No, I was Sigma. Well, huh. Excuse me as I check this really quick. I did have a Zen game, and it's just me in the wild being dumb. And I want to... Oh. I would like to show you what it looks like when I play. Which isn't anything remarkable or very special at all. It's mostly just me exposing myself to the enemy a lot as I look for discords, and occasionally popping off on DPS. That's the power that Zen has. You can really do a lot of very fun things on Zen. He's a very dynamic hero, and a lot of people say, oh, he's the best carry support. Really, everybody's the best carry support. You can carry on anybody, even Mercy if you try. So, again, Discord, orbs have certain ranges. Here is the baseline for my Discord. And if you really like the numbers, it is just past, oh, let's see, this is probably like 50 meters, 40 meters. So, again, when you're scouting, Zenyatta, I almost want to say you're going to want to try to play corner by corner. So just like with the little exercise that I had, well, I drafted an exercise for you where I was said, pretend all the training bots are widows. And I was like, how can we take a position here that exposes us to the least widows possible? And we just take one at a time. See one widow here. Take it corner by corner. And just peek just one at a time. Just one. This one's missing? That's odd. There he is. This one's back. Can pow pow. I should probably look for a better bind for my Discord orb. So again, yes, I have my Harmony orb bound to my left mouse button so I can rotate it really quickly. Again, rotating it doesn't really do anybody any good because I can't get my healing that way. I think this little area very well exemplifies Zenyatta. You heal people, and occasionally you can... So again, you can see them behind these guys. You know where they are with the little Discord diamond. And even without having to Discord them, you can do that. So here's the other Zen tech, volley into Discord. Suddenly, the tail end of the shots that you just shot hurt that much more. So you can kill people in just 3 shots, or 200 HP targets in just 3 shots from a volley. So that's 4, but 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. If you time it right, just spam that E. Because even if you don't know, or even if you don't really want to kill, or you can't kill somebody, putting Discord on them and keeping Discord on them, like you can see it's staying on them because I'm keeping my line of sight. It lets me know where they are, and when I peek like corners, then suddenly I know exactly where they are. And pardon me, I have not warmed up in the slightest. Close. So, yes, things on Zen. Life should be nice. Hopefully our team is feeding us information. We're positioning and feeding them information as well through our positions. And hopefully we're all just trying to keep each other alive. I say this because a lot of times on Zen we fall into frag syndrome where we think we have to be Jonak and we have to just kill everybody and like, oh man, this guy's orbs are positively massive. But no, you can play him very passive as well. So I will look really quick and see about, let's see, it's gonna be like, oh, looking for a game. Yeah. Looking at pro VODs and things like that, so. Looking for a game to capture, were you not my friend? This is just me opening up the pro viewer. Let's see, for the Overwatch League current, hopefully, it's giving me server issues earlier. Oh yeah, the issue, why I don't cut this stuff out is because I'm not really operating on super efficiency, as you can tell. My commitment is honesty, and I'll show every step of the process, because I think that's important. Moments like these as we load in between games are important between me and you as a coach and a player, even though I can't talk to you right now. Just to reflect and give you my thoughts. Like I said, I saw quite an improvement from your positioning as a whole. There's still some... Oh. There's still some things that we need to work out with... what was I saying? There's still some things that we need to work out with... Whoa, I totally forgot. With standing in the middle of a lane and working on what happens in the mid-fight, getting yourself into really good habits, like watching where people kill you. And I'll say this a million times, but watching high grounds, watching flanks, really just checking and making sure. You don't have to stare down there forever. You just have to look. Unexpected server errors occurred. Again with this. I'm tired of this business. I didn't want to type all this in because I didn't want to like reveal any information, but whatever. Honestly, if you find a way to hack this account, you sort of earned it. Or any account. Gone through all the trouble. I don't even care that much. But yes, you've showed really, really good improvement. That's the next big habit I want to get you into, is playing cover as frequently as possible. There's got to be a game here where we played Zen. Oasis seems like an on a break map. This is probably what we played on the NYXL. But I'm looking for any sort of Zenyatta, so I can't complain. Just check around. Yeah, that's unlucky. Maybe King's Row. Though again, that seems like an on a Lucio map, or maybe still on a Brig. Lucio more so, just because you can run. He doesn't love running. There was some match that I saw Jonak in earlier, and he was playing Zen. And it was during one of these times when I was watching like the Asian matches from 3 in the morning past. Man, this sucks. I'm looking for good Zenyatta VODs to show you, but I can't find any. I'm looking, you know what? Rialto. It's gotta be Rialto. Rialto's a great Zen map. Thank goodness. So here we have Moth on the San Francisco Shock. And Moth is not actually traditionally a Zenyatta player. He plays main support, so he plays Lucio, your Brig, your Mercy, and Moira and stuff like that. Moira less so. And yeah, that's not his role. And yet, he plays Zen in a way that is unlike your Jonax, unlike your Twilights from old Vancouver. He plays very passively, so let's watch his style as he plays on the Zen. Again, checking for flanks, watching Echo. He sees a sniper, so we have to play around these corners. Notice the rotation he's taking to completely avoid high ground and negate it. Now, he's not putting Discord on anybody, but he's taking his own safety instead of taking the ability to damage. And that's where I draw the line. Or that's where the line for a lot of Zen is drawn. Let's see. Again, making sure Trey opens okay, watching the flank. That's unlucky. Next. Ooh, that's unlucky. Again, note the position he's taking. He's not really standing in the middle of the lane, but he is towards cover towards a team. Now he's standing in the middle of a lane, now that people are sort of taking damage on him, or taking pressure. Unlucky. Okay, Echo is somewhere. We can tell that she's top left now from the sound cues. And now, we're playing here. I like this a lot, because I think it's very cool that nobody out here can currently look at him. So playing cover as Zen is really important. Now, I honestly don't know a lot about any of the players on the Dallas field because I never watched them. Yeah, he's just getting flanked. That's ooh, nice Sue. Nice. Yeah, Zen is so mechanical. I like him for that reason. You can really, really mess somebody up on Zen if you're just good at practicing his shooting and stuff like that. You can call them out by timing your volleys really well. Just do a lot of damage on your own, which is very nice. Let's see. Moth and Crimzo. So, we're watching this guy here. We found her, and we can keep tabs on her by seeing where Discord is. So he's tracking her, and we're not tracking anybody currently. Alright, so no need to track her anymore. We know that the Widow's back there. We have to just be careful. Yeah, Trance is looking juicy here, yeah. Now we just have to be careful playing here because we knew Widow was there. And you can see how out of Transcendence, he goes right back to cover. That's very respectable because, well, who doesn't like cover? He's extending his own lifetime, especially in these crazy Overwatch League matches where he's getting flanked by the Echo and shot by Widow and pulled. Yeah, he's dead. Unlucky. Alright. Hopefully we see more Zen. Yes. I love Zen because he's a very honest character. Let's see. So, again, you're probably going to see some volleys on the door. Yep, charging up a volley here. For pull, there. Now he shot shield, he could have shot up above it. It's honestly a trade. Crimzo is volleying as well. It's like a little tradition between Zenyatas. So yep, instead of standing in the middle of a lane like we seem to be here, we're actually going for a rotation here behind cover. I think Crimzo is more of a Zen player, like a Zen main. Let's see. Yep, so you can see that he can still see where Moth is. Unfortunately, there's not really much we can do because he's playing cover smartly. Let's see. Ooh, that's good. Yep. Note that the priority there isn't even volleying him so much as it is getting Discord on somebody. Because getting Discord on somebody is really, really powerful. You could say they really, really want him out of there. And that's rough on the other side of things. Moth can't get as much ult charge nearly as Crimzo's getting off of him. So the importance of positioning. Oh, that was brutal. Ouch. Nice. Yep, he's using the payload as cover here. Excuse me as I yawn. But really look at these VODs for how each player likes to play their hero. Like, you can see that Moth is very passive and not very Zen-like traditionally. Not a big fragger, not looking for all these big picks. Instead, he tries to play very sustainably, which is a very main support thing to do. Now, us flex supports, or people who generally play the Ana, the Moira, the Zen, we tend to look for picks a bit more. So it's up to you where you draw the line, as long as you're drawing it in a place that your team knows. My team and Topaz always know that I'm going to be exposing myself a bit more, that I may need more protection. But I can also change my little paradigm, or what I'm like doing with my Zenyatta at all, to accommodate that. So maybe if I'm getting destroyed by a Widow, then I probably just won't peek that Widow. Things like that. And they're harder than they sound. Getting yourself into any sort of habit or any sort of cycle is really difficult. Ooh, intrigued by this. Nice. And yes, Harmony Orb is actually great for flying targets like Echo, because it stays on them. It's not like you have to actually aim and shoot it like Arisa or something, or like Arisa, like Ana or something. This is not a Zenyatta. Let's look back and forth. There we go, I missed one. Ooh, could have been deadly. This is a great field placement. Know how you can use it from either side. Yep. You can also see a lot that in Crimzo's play that he's pre-firing angles. So pre-firing is basically the technique of like you're going to see Moth peek here, and Crimzo is going to try and volley him off of that, like when he peeks. So if you know an enemy is going to peek sometime soon, you're shooting in advance to make sure that you can try and hit them, maybe even kill them. Unlucky. He does not teabag. That's unlucky too. So just as a general sort of what to do, or things to practice and sort of look to achieve on Zenyatta, because you can do a lot of awesome things on the hero. It's all just about sort of earning it and getting it and making him your own. I recommend you practice Zen with Kaiju or with your other healer so that you guys both learn how to play around each other, especially when you're on Zen and you sort of are not as independent as Ana, some might say. Just because with Ana you have nade, you have sleep dart, you can nade yourself to keep yourself up, you can sleep the enemy, and besides that, your long range little rifle just allows you to shoot people from wherever. But on Zen, your healing doesn't really do much. You can't heal yourself, you have no movement cooldowns, and nothing except Discord really stops the enemy. So, if your mechanics are there, you can really make things happen on Zenyatta. But if they're not, well, you can rely more on his utility, like Moth does. You can rely more on placing Discord, keeping Harmony up, and getting trans when you need it. That's sort of the minimum that you need to achieve to be useful on Zenyatta. And going above and fragging and really looking for picks is its own sort of thing. So I want to leave you with this VOD review, just a couple general thoughts. Always look around for people who can kill you. Always watch the angles of people around the map. High grounds, flanks. These things are really important not just for you, but your team as well. They need to know. So keep an eye on those. Again, trans usage, trying to find a couple situations, or maybe just one. Pick out one situation in which you think you should use trans for. In general, it's going to be flux. It's going to be your shatters or your gravs, um, if you can. Again, using your orbs. Always, my rule is always try to keep orb on somebody, because it's always useful. Now, keeping harmony orb on somebody is very easy. Choosing who it's on, not as easy, because different people take different amounts of damage. Um, but in general, you're very safe behind your team. Always trying to keep Discord on somebody, that's more of a gamble, because you do have to expose yourself to the enemy. You have to make line of sight with somebody, even if it's for 1 second. That's that one peak can be a time when another Zen volleys your head off. It can be a time where you get headshot by Widow or boosted Ash, or something terrible happens in general in which you're exposing yourself to your enemy. So be careful about how you get your Discord on people, but definitely try to keep it there as often as you can, because the 30% damage multiplier does all the work, let me tell you. Binding harmony possibly to your side mouse button is very useful, because I think to try and heal first, well, I generally try to think to shoot first. If it were up to me, I would put Discord on there. But I put harmony on there because when I see an enemy, I want to make sure my friends are safe before I am. That's just me though. Rotating Discord frequently is really, really important too. Keeping it on targets that are exposed. So if a bunch of people are retreating, you don't want to keep it around the first person around a corner, because they're behind a corner. Now you can no longer shoot them, so Discord is sort of useless. You do know where they are though. On the other hand, for the people who are sort of straggling or are still out of position, you can try and punish them with Discord, and more often than not, you can actually get a pick off of that. Again, looking for playing corner by corner, sort of. Really watching your position and making sure that the enemy can't get a safe line of sight onto you, or as little lanes, trying to make sure that you can cover all of the lanes that enemies can get onto you from. Again, that was probably a good thing to get into on the Rialto map there too, but it's whatever. Um, Now, in general, yes, very good job. I'm very glad to see that you're sort of improving at a rate that I I haven't really been there for. I haven't really watched a lot of scrims recently, and seen like, well, just watched. I haven't watched you guys in a little bit. It was good to see you guys the other night, and it's good to see you here in this VOD. Um, that said, I see that you seem to be making an uprising, which I'm really happy for. Keep on, keep practicing your Zen, keep practicing your Ana, positioning and identifying where targets are. Those are your steps to success. So before you do anything else, before you practice your antis, your nades, your sleeps, your discords, your volleys, whatever, I want you to identify where enemies are, where they can get you from. So looking on high grounds, looking on flanks, like I say a million times and I'll say it a million times again. Check them, because your DPS can't always. They're looking for shooting and killing people. It's your job to make sure that you and your team are safe. So really get on that. So checking high ground, checking flanks, all sorts of fun stuff, checking behind you, listening for enemies. Because looking can only get you so much. Listening is also a next step for you too. Um, Identifying enemies and playing cover. Those are your steps for success. I'll say it a million times again. Thank you so much for watching. That said, again, such a pleasure to coach for you guys. I really enjoy it a lot, and you guys are wonderful. Keep it up, and I can't wait to work with you some more. Have fun, and good night.